Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. How about we stop giving excuses to people? I know I am the first person to understand that people have unhealed trauma and have lived through difficult things. You can have a bad day or just learn bad news, and that can shift your mood. That can shift how you talk to people, how you react to things, your irritability, all those things. The only thing is I use those as excuses for people. I will inevitably accept bad behavior because if I know that it's the fault of something else or that you've been through something that could trigger this behavior, then I will more easily accept it. I don't hold myself to the same standard. I hold myself to a way lower standard. I have to be perfect and kind and genuine and never get mad and always be gentle and always be nice. So why can't I hold other people to that standard? Because when I'm mad or when I learn something bad, I don't suddenly get ragingly angry at someone. Or when I hear something that makes me upset, I don't instantly go on the defensive. I don't instantly get violent. So why do I accept it from other people? I think as empathetic humans, especially if you feel a lot of things and you have a lot of emotions and you're sensitive and you're empathetic, then we have this way of accepting that people aren't perfect, especially our family members. I think it's really easy to explain this in the sense of your family and your parents, because no matter what your parent does, your parent is still your parent. You still have this love for them that is unquantifiable and unexplainable, even if they're not a good person. I'm definitely pretty lucky in the fact that my parents are good people. At least with me, they were definitely good people. But they weren't perfect. They're just like us. They're adults. They have gone through things. They have learned things a specific way. You know, they're not going to react in the perfect way. I have given excuses to my parents for how they have reacted to things for my whole life. And as much as I love them, sometimes they might have been a little wrong. And I remember I had been talking with my therapist, and my therapist told me, no, let's stop that. Let's stop giving them excuses. Let's sit in this anger that you have, and let's tell them, yeah, maybe your guys' parents were shitty people. Maybe you did this when you were a child. Maybe you had this done when you were a child. But the way you're talking to me and what you did right now is unacceptable. And that was really hard for me. It was really hard for me to ask my parents to take accountability for how they made me feel. And I realized that I've transcribed that into friendships, into relationships. I will accept friends being shitty to me, you know, whether it's canceling plans at the last minute. And I know that I do this as well. Like, I'm not a perfect human being. As much as I try to be a good person, I'm not perfect. Being insensitive to a problem, I think those are things that I will accept and be like, oh, well, it's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. Whereas inside of me, when things like that happen, it does really affect me, actually, because I was a little kid that was very much bullied and really wanted people to like her. So when people are insensitive or cancel plans or kind of just abandon me, I get really, really bad anxiety, and I think that everyone hates me, but I never say it to them, you know? I have rarely told my friends, oh, what you did was not nice and I didn't appreciate it. And I think I'm gonna be doing that more. I'm gonna be giving less excuses to people and telling them more how I feel, because if you don't tell people how you feel, how are they ever gonna know? And I love my friends to death, and most of them are incredible to the point where I couldn't ask for better friends. Humans aren't perfect, and you can fight with your friends, but the thing about friendship, when it's not romantic, is that it has a funny way of coming back when you need it. Things have a funny way of repairing themselves. I think it's like that with siblings. Of course, I'm taking away like extreme cases where there's abuse. But you can be really mean to your sibling and yet in the next minute be really, really good friends and like instantly go back to like being happy and having fun times. And I think that's really important. But it's important to call people out on their bullshit, because once again, why do I force myself to be good all the time and I let all the people around me be bad sometimes. Either I need to give myself more grace, or I need to call them out more and sit with myself and not let my boundaries get stepped on. So in 2026, we will be excusing people's behaviors way less. Sometimes it's acceptable though, like if your grandma died or something, I don't know, but like most times it's not always acceptable. You know, be a good friend, be a good partner, be a good sibling, be a good daughter, be a good parent, be the best version of yourself that you can be. Except that you will not always be perfect, you will make mistakes, you will say the wrong thing, but sometimes you'll say the right thing, you'll do the right thing, and you'll be so happy that you did, because I think being a good person, it heals something in us as much as it heals other people around us. Have a good week, guys. I love you guys. I love just talking to my camera and feeling like people are listening. I don't know if you guys care, but I care, and I think that's the most important.